Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm here to talk about episode 9 of Toilet Bound Hanako, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, this episode was titled Make It Secret, and this covers chapters 49 and 50 of the Picture Perfect arc. So as we start the anime off, we can see that everything leads up just the same as it does in the manga. They're trying to get out of the school, but right away we can see that things are immediately off from the manga. As Nene talks about leaving the school, Hanako looks less pensive in the anime compared to the way he looks in the manga. As in the manga, he's shown fidgeting with his hands, which definitely shows that he's not comfortable with the idea. As Hanako decides that he is not leaving the school, we lose a little bit more of the environment and atmosphere as we just see the school behind Hanako, whereas in the manga we can definitely see the pan away and we can see the school and the shooting stars above him. So as Hanako begins to ask why she even wants to leave in the first place, he asks if she's even happy. And she does say, yes, I am. I did like, though, that the anime decided to give us a little bit of extra scenes as she's recalling all of the memories and time that she's built up with Hanako. For some reason, I really appreciated that. I felt it gave us a little bit more depth to her feelings and things like that that they didn't include in the manga, so I could give them a little bit of credit for that. But the anime begins to lose just a little bit as Hanako is about to leave the school grounds. I feel like they don't really emphasize the feelings of his hesitation or his anxiety when he's squeezing Nene's hand, versus the manga you can really see his hesitation. But I did kind of appreciate the little bit of looking up at May's tower, as that wasn't included in the manga, and it was kind of a nice touch, I think. As for the whole bike scene, the couple thing, I guess, can be appreciated for anime only fans, or even manga fans too, if you want to see the added loving scenes, but it didn't really happen in the manga, and it was probably added to maybe add some more seconds into the episode to give us some more time, or eat up some time, I suppose. So as they go around looking for a train or a bus to get on, they eventually come across the bus, and I like how the manga shows that Hanako has a more freaked out look on his face as he's barely getting off of the bike as Nene's running to the bus. I guess the manga to me has a better horror approach as May kind of pops her head out of the shadows and looks at Nene versus the whole Matrix glitch thing that the anime took. And as Nene continues to freak out and run away from May, I feel like we continue to lose just a little bit of Nene's fiery personality as she's determined to escape and get away from May. We don't really see any of that as she climbs into the taxi compared to the way we see her face and determination in the manga. So as May continues to reveal herself again, it's revealed that no matter where Nene goes, it's pretty much useless because they are on May's canvas and she'll always find her no matter where she goes. So as we come to that reveal, they manage to escape to the park. And it's at the park where they have a little bit of a heart-to-heart, but that heart-to-heart definitely feels a little bit changed from the heart-to-heart that they have in the manga. As in the manga, they're kind of sitting back to back, which kind of gives them more of like a feeling of like listening, and they're feeling a little bit close as they're having this talk, this little heart to heart with one another. So it's here that we have the reveal of Brushy, and even in the manga, Hanako still manages to step closer to Nene in a protective manner, and he's not exactly reaching for the brush as the way he's shown in the manga, even though he's just been painted on again with brother complex being written all over his face. And for some reason in the anime, as Brushy reveals that he can help them, the playground just feels sort of empty compared to the way it is drawn in the manga. Now as that point would have ended, that would have led us into chapter 50, which would have been the Picture Perfect arc, number 10, whereas the anime would have done it, it would have been the whole lead away into like the duo gets moving, which didn't really make sense to me to put that there, as it still kind of puts us back into the second half of what's going on with Hanako and Nene. I mean, it was obviously put there for time reasons, but it just didn't feel like it was a good point to put it. Anyway, so Brushy goes ahead and he destroys the whole Mei clone, and he's showing Nene and Hanako like, yes, you can trust me. Now, for some reason, just the way they animate sometimes, I mean, her hands. Anyway, in the anime, as Hanako ends up snapping the brush, Nene doesn't seem neither shocked nor scared. I mean, she's not even crying. Plus, that whole body scaling thing. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but she just looks so huge compared to Hanako, and I just don't like that. Like, oh my god, just kind of fix your scaling just a little bit, please. Now in the manga, she looks back at Hanako surprised, then her eyes kind of go blank in confusion, and she's seen scooting backwards away from Hanako, showing that she's scared. I mean, after all, like, why? What just happened? Like, what's wrong with you? He then yanks her to her feet, and then she's seen a little bit with some tears forming in her eyes before he then puts her to sleep. So there's already a huge difference in like that whole little interaction. So now we get back into the duo gets moving with Ko and Mitsuba as we look back at them, and you know, they're talking and discussing the whole leaving the whole world thing, and Mitsuba's like, yeah, well, maybe they don't want to leave, and we get into this whole thing. And that's when Hanako comes back into the school and runs into Ko. And as Hanako ends up setting her down and explains to what happened and why she's knocked out, Mitsuba ends up accidentally revealing himself. And I feel like the anime did a pretty good job at capturing Mitsuba's fear as Hanako begins to give him that little death stare and says, "Is that all your wish really meant to you?" This could be totally preference, but I really didn't care for how the anime has Hanako call forth Hakujodai for his whole transformation reveal, as to me it felt much cooler in the manga as he transforms, walking towards Nene. And I also didn't really appreciate the whole dialogue change, as in the anime he says, "I've got the one I want," and in the manga he's saying, "She's the one I really want," and the whole walking towards her scene without summoning a Hakujodai just feels a lot cooler because he's not saying anything, he's just walking towards her, and it's just showing that he's got a lot of like power. And for some reason, the anime just really likes to take away from the whole focusing on Nene and likes to make it about everybody, which I guess, you know, in its own way is okay, I suppose, but the manga is not about that. It's just not. So I don't know why they insist on trying to force everybody else into it, because the manga totally focuses on a whole other perspective. And it just completely takes away from the raw emotion that the manga just has. Like, I don't know, the anime just cannot capture that raw emotion that the manga has. Because in the manga, we're not focusing on anybody else, we're focusing on Nene. And as we can see, Hanako is loving the fact that nothing is going to happen to Nene in this world. She is going to live forever. And he's happy about that. He's happy. And he's even shown hugging her, like holding her close and hugging her, embracing her, showing us that he really loves her. I just think it's really sad to lose out on all of that atmosphere. And we're back to like the whole terrible scaling, at least in my opinion, it looks terrible. As they try to stop Hanako from leaving, in the manga, Hakujodai is shown sort of actually hitting Mitsuba in a directional attack and leaving in the same time. Whereas in the anime, he's just kind of shown being blown away rather than actually being hit. And the sneer that Hanako kind of gives Ko feels a little less scornful in the anime than it does in the manga. And so with all of that, we finally end the Picture Perfect arc and we enter for the next episode where they've titled Make a Wish. So we've officially entered the home stretch of this arc, but with only 3 more episodes to go, they've got to cram about 9 more chapters worth of content into these 3 episodes. So hopefully we'll get a really good ending with all of this, and we won't get any missed content or cut edits, but I won't get my hopes up because that's a lot of chapters to cram into just 3 episodes. So I am pretty sure we're going to see a lot of cut content. So That's pretty sad, but we never know, so we'll just have to wait and see. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next week to discuss episode 10. So see you guys next time.